Good morning, my dear students. In this video, we go to see CBSE first poem, 12th standard first poem, My Mother at 66, written by Kamala Das. You should be known very well about Kamala Das. Kamala Das was one of the most popular Indian writers in English. Okay, she has published many short stories and poems in English literature. Though she was very popular in the name of Kamala Das in the world, she was very popular in Kerala also in the name of Madhavi Kuti. Okay, this poem is in the pattern of one sentence pattern, free verse, blank verse. What do you mean free verse, blank verse? What do you mean blank verse? There is no rhyme scheme. Already I told you, this poem is in the pattern of one sentence pattern. Okay. What is the central theme of this poem? The central theme of this poem is aging and fear of loss and separation. Okay. What do you mean aging? Aging is a natural process where one gets old. This poem is talked about aging and fear of loss and separation, which leads to ultimate fear of death. Okay, let's move on the poem. My Mother at 66, written by Kamala Das. Look at your book. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday, on Friday, the poetess Kamala Das moves to Kerala to see her mother. Now, Kamala Das and her mother were traveling in the car. Kamala Das was driving. Okay. I saw my mother beside me. While she was driving the car, her mother was beside her. Doze. What do you mean doze? Doze means lightly sleep. Off sleep. Okay. Open mouthed. What do you mean open mouthed? Her mother was laid on back on the seat. While she was in doze, her mouth was lightly opened. That is called open mouthed. Doze, open mouthed, her face ashen like that. What do you mean ashen? Ash is the color. Ash is the color. Dear students, Kamala Das and her mother were traveling in the car. Kamala Das was driving the car. While she was driving the car, her mother was beside her. Now Kamala Das sees her mother. She was in doze. Her mouth was opened. Her mouth was slightly opened. Okay, right. Open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse. What do you mean corpse? Corpse means a dead body. Dead body. Dear students, in this line, the poetess Kamala Das compared her mother with the dead body. In this line, the poetess Kamala Das compared the appearance of her mother with the appearance of dead body. Why? Because her mother was laid back on the seat and was sleeping. Her mouth was lightly opened so that it seems to looking like a dead body. Okay, right. Of a corpse and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Now, Kamala Das looked at her mother and felt pain because her mother was towards the climax of her life. Towards the end of her life. So that Kamala Das felt pain. She was in a sad mood. So now Kamala Das wants to leave that thoughts, wants to put that thoughts away. Okay, look at your book. Immediately, she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting. To free from a sad thoughts, a sad enjoyment, a sad situation, Kamala Das looks out of the car. There, trees sprinting. What do you mean sprinting here? Sprinting. The young trees sprinting here means moving very fast as per the speed of the car. Young trees. Now Kamala Das wants to change his mood, wants to free from his sorrowfulness, so that she looked out of the car. There she sees young trees sprinting. Young trees moving very fast as the speed of the car. Not only that, merry children. The merry children spilling out of their home. What do you mean spilling out of their home? Spilling out of their home. The young and merry children. What do you mean merry? Merry means happiness. Merry means happiness. Merry children, happy children, come out of their home and are playing freely and happily. In this line, the poetess Kamala Das used contrasts. How? Inside of the car, aged mother. Outside of the car, young trees and children. Inside of the car, sorrowful situation. Outside of the car, happiness and pleasant situation. So that in this line, the poetess Kamala Das used contrasts. Okay? Okay. She was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards. Just now, Kamala Das and her mother reached the airport after security checking. Kamala Das moved few yards away and looked at her mother again. Really, she felt very sad because her mother was moving towards her death, moving towards the end of her life. So that Kamala Das felt very sad. At the same time, Kamala Das concealed everything in her heart. Concealed. Kamala Das doesn't convey it, doesn't expose it, doesn't expose her bitterness, doesn't expose her sorrowfulness. Okay, right. Standing a few yards away, I looked again at her wan pale. What do you mean wan? Wan pale. Wan means color, colorless. Wan means colorless. Her face was colorless. Whose face was colorless? Her mother's face was colorless. Okay. Right. as a late winter's moon and felt that old. Dear students, in this line, the poetess Kamala Das compared the face of her mother with the late winter's moon. As the late winter's moon lost their brightness, the face of her mother, the face of her mother also lost its brightness, because her mother became feeble. Feeble. What do you mean feeble? Feeble. Weak. Her mother became weak. So that her mother lost her brightness in her face, just like late winter's moon. In this line, the poetess Kamala Das compared the face of her mother with the late winter's moon. Okay. As a late winter's moon and felt that old familiar ache. What do you mean familiar ache? Familiar ache, what do you mean? You should be enjoyed familiar ache in your childhood age also. In your childhood age, when you live from your mommy or daddy, you can cry yourself. That is called familiar ache. Now, Kamala Das also felt familiar ache because he goes to live from her mother permanently, just like she felt like that. Okay. Because her mother was in the brim of her life. Okay. Familiar ache, but my childhood's fear, but all I said was, see you soon, Amma. Already I told you, Kamala Das concealed everything in her heart, and she doesn't expose her bitterness. She doesn't expose her sorrowfulness. With a smiling face, Kamala Das said, bye, see you, Amma. In a smiling face. Kamala Das concealed everything in her heart. Okay. Familiar ache, my childhood's fear, but all I said was, see you soon, Amma. Okay. All I did was smile and smile and smile. Dear students, look at the last line. Smile and smile and smile. The word smile is repeated here, so that the last line of this poem is repetition. Last line of the poem is repetition. Okay? You should be understood easily. I believe like that. I will meet you again in your next video. Okay? Bye. See you. Thank you.